I'm not really attracted to women right now. And before you spam up, you're gay, you're gay. Never been gay, never will be. I'm not attracted to the ego in the majority of women. The mindset, the energy, the attitude, the disrespect. Women aren't really appealing no more to me. Like, I don't feel anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's coming to the point where, like, I strictly feel something based on energy, based on a mindset, based on how you treat me, how you speak to me, based on your attitude, based on your humbleness, your sweetness, your kindness. Like, being a bad bitch or whatever is going on these days, it's just not appealing. Like, it's just not appealing. The ego, it's mainly the ego. It's so many egotistical women that treat you like you're beneath them and they're better than you. And like their looks mean everything to them and like they have nothing else to go off of. And I'm just not attracted to that. Like, I'd rather much be alone.
All right, guys, welcome back to the dating status. In today's video, we're going to talk about why are men abstaining from sex. So a lot of men are going celibate right now, and they are abstaining from sex. How I feel about that, what I think about that, should I say? Well, do I think it's a good thing? Maybe, maybe not. Well, here's my thing. I think there should be a balance. You know what I mean? I believe in balance. Because I don't think you should, me personally, I don't think you should be celibate. I want to say be abstained from sex for a long period of time. I don't think it's a good thing because it can start messing with your psyche. And what I mean by that is that your mental state can be at state too. That's just my opinion of what I believe because I've done it before. I think I did it for like maybe years ago, years way back. I think I did it for maybe 6 months to a year, close to a year. I can't remember like the time frame, but I just don't think it's good. I believe in balance. And the Bible speaks on it a lot too about balance. You gotta have balance. You know what I mean? But the Bible also says too that it's not good for a man to be alone. But if you read between the lines, I know what it was trying to say. But I want to say, whatever reason why you trying to, so not trying, but why you being absent from sex or whatever the reason for, and you got your reason, I totally understand. I totally get it. And I think people should do what they should do, what's best for them and what's, suits them. I think it's good for them if you feel like it. But do I think you should do it for a long period of time, for years and years? I don't think so, because I think a lot of that can play a part on your health a little bit. I remember when I went to the doctor years ago, and my doctor was telling me, he asked me, have you been having sex, or you sexual active at some point, or and at the time I had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend. I was dating someone, and I'm like, yeah, we don't, we have sex, casual sex, He was like, good. And I was like, and I asked him, I said, why you say that? He was just like, well, we got to keep that thing squirting. And I did not know. So I was like, I want to say maybe 40 years old, right at my peak, right at 40. Right now I'm 44. So I was like, I think probably about 4 years ago. And he told me, he said, that's good. We got to keep that thing squirting. And I said, wow. I said, what you mean by that? Because I didn't know that was tied to prostate cancer. Never knew that. Because as you look into it, he wasn't lying. I thought he was just joking. But no, as you look into it, that's one of the high risk of prostate cancer, because it's a little small thing. It's called like your urethra. It's right between your ball sack and your anus areas. It's this little small thing, and he said that thing can kill you. And he tests me every time I go. Even to this day, he always tests my prostate. Make sure my prostate it's not enlarged or swollen. And a lot of doctors, a lot of studies have linked back to prostate cancer, not ejaculating as much, because you holding all that semen in, all that semen retention. I know people say, "Oh, it's a good thing," but I don't think you. But if you notice, when when a lot of guys, if they got all this semen built up in them, doctors have shown it can cause a lot of issues, and I'm not just talking on the side of my neck, but I have read. So when he told me that, long story short, let me finish this up and tell you this. He told me that it can cause a lot of prostate cancer. It can cause your prostate to swell up real bad. And again, I didn't believe it, but as I started digging further into it, doing my own research, and I started seeing that, I was like, wow, I guess they weren't lying. So studies have showed, and numbers don't lie, because they went from a man who's actually been ejaculating or having regular sex, or really showing a lower risk of prostate cancer. So that was true what he was saying. I mean, he ain't no doctor just be saying, ain't no doctor just gonna tell you that, just be saying. But I also think that you should do it with caution. I'm not saying go out there and just have tons of sex with everybody and anybody. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is there should be a balance. I say if you're gonna do it maybe for a year, maybe, but after that, you shouldn't do it no longer than that. You're gonna have to release, or you want to do it yourself. And you know what I mean when I say do it yourself. So I just don't think, I think it should be a balance. I think if you go celibate, I don't think a man should go that long of doing that. And yes, and you do good, you do get like good benefits. You focus more. You tend to focus more on your goal, or whatever you're trying to do in life, whatever your tunnel vision is. It will help you focus more. That is true, and you won't be as much tired. But I won't say that. Again, there's such thing too much sex, and there's such thing of not getting it at all. Because on the downside of that side is it can affect your health in the long term. Just depends how long. But that's just my belief, what I believe, and from what I have read of me, based off my research that I have done on that. So I wanted to touch this topic, man, because I know in America a lot of men going through a lot of stuff, and a lot of men not getting a lot of play. Now some men still is, that's good. More power to them. Some guys don't have issues, but there are a lot of men or just not really getting a lot of women like that. Not like just sleeping around with a lot of women. So I know back in the days, in my younger days, I used to be wild, but now time has changed. I got a lot older. I just want one woman that I can be with, connect with, because me personally, I'm all about connections. You know what I'm saying? I like to connect with a female, especially if we have sex or casual, if we have casual sex and I am in a relationship with a woman. Of course, I want to make love to my woman or my wife. Eventually, I want to be married. So I'm gonna say my wife. So I want a mate, a partner. And unfortunately, a lot of guys not getting that. So they had to go somewhere and get it, whether they travel overseas to get it. You know what I mean when they say about the passport bros, because I would call that a lot of times, because I would travel overseas to date women. And then, like I said again, some guys don't get no play at all over here, and I get it. They always say, what they say, nice guy always finish last. Yeah, that's a real thing. But anyway, I got some clips for you guys. We're gonna get into these clips, and of course, you know how we do. We're gonna get into the clips, and then after those clips, we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion on them. So let's run the clips. All right.
Satan wants you to have as much sex as possible outside of marriage and as little as possible when you get married.
Wow.
Bro, listen, the best way to celibacy is to get married. That's what people are saying. One of the reasons why is that when you get married, it requires a different level of relationship skills that you can't get away with the stuff you got away with when you was a boyfriend. And so because I was unhealed, because I didn't know what emotional communication was, because I really didn't know how to speak into my wife's life, I didn't know how to create safe spaces, experiences, and for damn sure I wasn't present. I didn't know how to be present. I'm thinking about what I need to accomplish at church. I wanted the yams. And then I wanted to go and do what I needed to do. I'm saying as a result of that, my wife was like, I don't like this person. And so she shut down on me sexually. And so I'm just like, I ain't gonna cheat, but I ain't about to sit up here and be backed up either. And so one thing led to another, and I got full on addicted to porn. I mean, people throw that word addiction out loosely. Anytime you having a behavior that is completely unmanageable and you don't have mastery over it, it has mastery over you. I would go preach places and I'm just like, well, I ain't about to go get no escort. So let me just go ahead, you know what I'm saying?
So you also was justifying it as this is better than doing that at least.
It's anger and entitlement that pushes you to those self-medicating behaviors.
America, 1 in 3 males under the age of 30 has not had sex in the last 12 months.
I just want to point out a couple things, okay? So first off, watch his video, then come back and watch this one. Did you do it? Okay, so now that you've done that, this is no shade to him, but the climate in which we live in is one that propagates a man to laugh at another man for not having sex. The toxic masculinity that exists in our society today makes it completely impossible to understand or comprehend that a man could be choosing not to have sex for his own sake. We can't even fathom that a man would choose to stay abstinent. It could be because he wants to focus on his personal growth, or because he's healing, or because he's tired of being used as a sexual object. There's that one as well. There's an increasing number of men who are starting to become aware of the emotional ties that sex carries, and they're choosing to stay abstinent so that they can focus on themselves and heal themselves. So I think we need to start changing the demonization of men who are choosing to heal as opposed to going out and hurting other people.
1 in 3 men under 30 in the US reported no sex in the past year. That's triple the rate from 2008. Millennials and Gen Zs are having less sex than any generation since records began, despite more access to the dating apps we talked about.
Yeah.
In Japan, over 40% of young adults are virgins, and many say that they have no interest in sex. Mm-hmm. And lastly, married couples in the UK and the United States report a steady decline in sexual frequency since the early 2000s.
Yeah. I wrote about that in Mating in Captivity that came out in 2006. That's 20 years ago. Yes, because in order to have sex with a female partner, if that's the man you're talking about, you need to be able to approach her. And so social atrophy is directly connected to what is often called the sexual recession. I mean, in Mating 20 years ago, I have an entire chapter where someone basically says to me, I'd rather have the security of an MBA than of a relationship. Okay, and at that point already, you began to see that adolescents in the United States, it's not everywhere in the world, but certainly in the US, and were more and more going in groups and having less and less pair bonding and less romantic relationships that accompany you through your adolescence, that develop with you. And you basically develop sex as part of a plot and not as something that at some point your hormones force you to do. But a relationship is a story. And then suddenly you arrive at a certain age and now you're looking at this other person with whom you want to have sex, and it's like this unknown continent that you have to conquer. But you've never spoken with those people. You have very little female friends who are just friends, who help you understand what happens with your girlfriend. You know, there's an entire social map that has dissipated. So the sex is the last thing on the list of all these disconnects that then, of course, lead you to have this kind of statistic. Then that means with partners.
If you are a man and you are having sex once a month or less, you have a 50% higher risk of cardiovascular disease. So hear me out, because this is not the typical relationship advice. This is medical advice. Sex for you isn't just pleasure. It literally affects your body's health. Sex releases built up stress. It regulates your nervous system. It supports your hormones, and it literally improves your overall circulation. So when a man has regular sex, his body improves. Stress goes down. Sleep improves. His mood improves. His blood flow improves. But when the sex is gone, stress piles up. Sleep gets worse. Cortisol goes up, and you slowly start breaking down your body. And a lot, believe me when I say this, a lot of men are living like this right now. But it's not the single men. It's not the lonely men. It's the men in relationships or married, sleeping next to a woman who starves them of the sex that they need and deserve. And you all pretend that it's normal. It is not normal. It is far from normal. And if you don't believe me, do your own research. But this is the real question. If your relationship is fine, but your intimacy is dead, what do you think is going on with your heart and your overall health? Have you thought about that? Because your body keeps receipts and your heart is going to pay the bill. So women, if you want your kids to grow up without their father, keep starving your man of sex. And men, if your woman isn't giving you any, it's time to fix your relationship or leave if you want to stay alive.
What's up, folks? I wanted to tell you a little something real quick. Pretty powerful. I've been abstinent for going on 2 years. 2 years now. Now, believe it or not, look, I never would have thought that I would be abstinent for 2 years. My old me? Oh, nah. Nah, I would have never thought. But I have actually became whole nother man. I'm not the same person I was a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? I am the man that God has blessed me to be. You feel me? I have accomplished things that I never imagined that I would accomplish, you know, because I have retained my energy. I have saved my energy for a greater good, you know what I'm saying, for me, you know. And when you do that, you become a whole nother person, you know what I'm saying, that God bless you to be.
All right, guys, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed those clips. Did you see the clip when the doctor said that when you're not ejaculating, it can cause cancerous and cause all type of health problems? But that's what I was talking about. But anyway, but she wasn't lying about that. But I do agree with those clips. Actually, I think it's very, 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 very educational. So, but anyway, guys, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy those clips and I hope you guys took something from the video, if you will. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys for today. And I got more videos coming, guys. And please, guys, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'm gonna try to do maybe like a video every week or so. I'm gonna try my best to kick one out every other week. Maybe like every Friday or maybe twice a week. I'm not for sure, guys. So just be on standby. Just make sure you hit the notification button. And one last thing, make sure you subscribe to the channel, okay, guys? Because I got more videos, more clips coming, all that, you know what I mean? So again, don't forget to like my shit and like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you in the next video, all right? I'm out. Peace.